Alabama football beat Georgia, number one team in the country, for 1 week, and then had a colossal collapse. But I think the boys are ready to get off the mat and get going. We're going to talk, though, a little bit about the press conference with Kalen DeBoer yesterday. One player that I know is ready to get back out there and redeem himself, Malachi Moore. But what's the damage that's been done by his actions at the end of last game? We'll get into that and more right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Get in the comments section. Watch the show before you assume anyone's opinion. And thank you for being here. Roll Tide, everybody. Let's get this show started. All right, what do you say, gang? There he is, Big Sexy Elmore, or as we know him in Jasper, Brett Elmore, host of the Brett Elmore Show, WJLX Radio. I'm Mick Gillespie, at Broadcaster Mick. You may know me from Cover Crimson or other spots. So appreciate everyone for being here today. Let's get to the bad, then we'll get to the good, and we'll get to your whatever's going on in the world today. But Kalen DeBoer spoke, press conference yesterday, addressed the Malachi Moore thing. Brett, you saw it. Malachi really just embarrassed himself. He was upset. I think we were all upset. The ref places the football. He runs over and kicks it. He threw his mouthpiece. They tried to get him off the field. He waved him off. He really embarrassed the coaches, too. Kalen DeBoer was asked about it at the press conference. I know you want to talk about it. So let me play the Kalen DeBoer comment on whether he's going to be suspended and kind of his actions, and then I'll let you jump in and kind of give your Big Sexy Elmo take. Because I know you have one.
No, we have handled it, and I'm just going to say this about Malachi. You know, what he did, he has gone above and beyond in owning, taking ownership in it. And this is pretty much immediately after the game to this morning. Things that are all prompted by him, but also part of just our conversations. The guy, I think the thing I want to make sure Bama fans know is that this guy has been rock solid and been at a critical piece, along with others. There are some others as well, of keeping this thing together since January. Okay. When a lot of guys chose to leave, this guy stood firm. This guy loves Alabama football. He works relentlessly out there every single day on the football field. It's the passion that I hope, questions asked about me and the passion and frustration. I mean, that's what you saw from him. And so, yeah, there's some things that, he regrets and wishes probably didn't do. Yeah. But he's owned up to it, and we've handled it internally. And still handling it internally. And so he's a first-class guy. He is out in the community weekly, as just part of who he is, doing things to give back, understanding the platform he has. A lot of eyes are on our program. A lot of eyes are on him. And, this guy plays hard for himself, his teammates, but this program means so much to him. And so, doesn't make it right by any means what some of the actions were, but I want people to understand also that he's had my and our back since day one, and there comes a point too where sometimes as things play out, you got to have your guys back as well, and understand that we all make mistakes, and we all just got to own up to it, and we're doing that, and we will continue to move.
All right, I thought that was a pretty good explanation, Brett. You give yours, and then I'll jump in and give you mine.
I like the explanation. Look, I think that what Malachi Moore did on Saturday was over the top. I mean, I understand a passion and I understand a competitive passion, a competitive spirit, but you don't go and you don't kick the ball. You don't wave your head coach and your assistant coach when they're trying to replace you. It was frustrating for all of us on Saturday, but could you imagine the absolute ass chewing that Nick Saban would have given him on the field? And I know it's a new era. It's a new era, but I can't help but to go back and look at what we've been through. Do you think that would have? Do you think that would have flown Saturday night with Nick Saban?
No.
No, it would not have. He would have called. He would have done anything. Called a timeout. I don't know if he had any left, but he would have done something. But I
well, you know what? Saban from up until 2020 might have got into him really good. The last few years, Saban wasn't the same guy, though. I mean,
no, he wasn't. But that would have never flown.
He wouldn't have done it. Look, here's I agree, and I know you're upset about it. I think all of us were. I mean, it was embarrassing. They're taking a risk because they have set the tone now that you can act like that on the football field. And you guys know I have a 12-year-old. He does that kind of stuff. I mean, literally, we were in a race one time, and the guy started passing him, and he reached over and tried to keep him from passing him in a race, and then
but he's also 12 years old.
Well, that was when he was 8, but I've seen it, right? I've seen this. It's childish behavior. We were all upset and disappointed. But if there's anybody that has a mulligan in their bag, it's Malachi Moore. I mean, when T-Rob was fiddling all the guys out of town like the Pied Piper, hoping that he could bring Caleb Downs with him to Georgia and really stick it to us, Malachi Moore stuck around, and I get that. And I thought the explanation was a good one. But I'm telling you right now, they're taking a risk because if this becomes acceptable behavior, Kalen DeBoer won't last. So I know he's got the big contract and everything, but I'm telling you right now, Malachi Moore, I wouldn't be surprised if Malachi Moore doesn't run out on the field with a uniform that doesn't have a C on it next game. And that could be part of what he might have done himself. He might have, and that's a pretty, that could happen. We'll see. What and I mean that, pun intended. We'll see. If I was him, I would give that C back. I think that would be a pretty good punishment to myself if it was me.
I understand the explanation. I don't accept the behavior, but I understand where Coach is coming from.
Yeah.
I do understand that. And going back, Nick Saban, made several comments over his career about player suspensions and how they handle everything internally. I think he did the right thing. And I'm talking about Moore, saying, I got the emotions got the best of me, and I understand that because you're getting beat by Vanderbilt. God's sake. I mean, my emotions got the best of me Saturday night. If there was a swear jar where I was sitting watching that ball game, I would have filled up 4 of them.
Really?
Absolutely. But what
my favorite one was when I was sitting there screaming at the TV. I was just yelling to myself.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Did you hear that?
I'm look, it's done. It's over with. We got to get past this. It's redemption week. That's what?
Oh, nothing. I'm just.
Oh, okay. All right. It's redemption week. If we don't come out, stop it. if we don't come out and play well Saturday,
I'm going to take the C off my chest if I keep doing that.
Yeah, because you're the captain of this ship, and you need to stop this.
Hey, man, it was embarrassing. I get it, but Malachi
it was
didn't help
embarrassing.
cause it all.
But look,
the swarm didn't swarm on Saturday.
One of the funniest comments I saw on social media was that Vanderbilt victory is the biggest win Auburn's going to have all year.
Yeah.
I thought, because I had an Auburn friend that I almost choked out right after the game, but I let him go. I put that arm up against that little head of his, and I said, "You'll stop this, or else I'll kill you." No, I'm just kidding. But we got to put it behind us. Look, can't dwell on it. We're still alive. We got the entire season in front of us. Do I think
8 games left?
Yes, we do. I mean,
give up.
What are you gonna do? Give up? Just mail it in now, like Jaheim's doing. Let's just mail it in.
You got to sometimes you just got to handle your emotions.
You got to handle your emotions. I have a hard time doing it, but look, I think we need to come out. We need to play well Saturday, and I think we're going to have a mad on. Do I think there's going to be another loss in our future? That's the number one question people ask is like, how many more games do you think Bama's going to lose? If we play like we did Saturday,
could be a tough second half, huh?
Could be a tough second half of the season. But
they're not going to. No way.
Well,
no
but I thought no way we would lose on Saturday to Vanderbilt.
You guys weren't listening, man. How many times did I try to tell everybody that it was not going to be an easy game? Look, I put this graphic up here. Trap game, Bama versus Vandy, and people were in the comments section telling me we're going to run these guys off the field. I'm crazy.
No.
Lose. I just thought that these guys are better than we thought.
They are better than what we thought. They're not the typical Vanderbilt team, but you do not go to Nashville and lose this ball game, period. You have 70% of the fans in that stadium on your side.
I know. It was great.
I mean, but we don't lose to Vanderbilt.
All right. You're right. Okay, let me ask you a question.
All right.
NewLifeArt.com, promo code Bama Tailgate, 20% off everything but the new prints. And there's a new print coming. I think it's called Double Deuce. It's going to be, they haven't actually put it out yet, but Ryan Williams and Xavier Brown from that Georgia game. I know that.
Well, I mean, that's good.
The luster.
I'm glad they got the picture perfect moment. If I was an artist, I would pin one showing the fans, dancing down Broadway with the goalpost. But my drawings are like stick men, and it wouldn't make any money. But anyway,
well, look, people are using the promo code. Take 20% off the classics. Take advantage of that at newlifeart.com. The last thing I want to tell you guys before Brett takes over is we are really proud to be presented by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. I'm about to swing back over there and hopefully see my buddy Steve Azar again and that Me Till Monday Bloody Mary mix. But you can go over there and get those Bloody Marys at Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, at Pearl River Resort, certain bars in there. And check it out. Table games and slots. It's like Disney World for adults, okay? We got the amazing golf course, Dancing Rabbit. Great time to play, by the way. The weather's been awesome. And right now, if you go to the sports book and you play $50 there, and I'd say pick Bama basketball. I think they're going to do it this year. You can play the golf course for $40. Table games and slots, Silver Star, Golden Moon, and then some great concerts coming up. Gary Allen, who I love. I think maybe not love, but I like him a lot. Like I love some of his songs. So I wouldn't say quite love for me, but definitely a guy I'm going to go check out over there. And maybe I'll love him after I leave. Because I got to have some room for like the, Ray Charles, Willie Nelson types that, Grateful Dead. But with that said, it's going to be a great concert. Also, Scotty McCrary, Brett Elmore, who is a huge American Idol fan with a Scotty McCrary tattoo. You can go check him out. 30-year anniversary at Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And both of those guys will be performing coming up this fall. So check it out. When we come back, the true American Idol, Brett Elmore.
They call him Big Sexy. Coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy. Throwing out those Alabama thoughts. Sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Nick gives you the XP, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
I actually have a tattoo of you on my right butt cheek.
What am I doing? Am I hat, unhat, short hair, long hair? My son told me he saw a picture of me with short hair and said that was young dad. If there's any way to cut my hair, it's to make that type of reference.
Young dad. Well,
it was like last year.
Well, he's sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
Today's October 8th, pal.
Yep.
And we look at the celebrity birthdays. Chevy Chase is 81 today.
All for each other and all for one, a brave amigo. The Three Amigos was my movie, man.
Three Amigos, you loved that one?
I loved it, dude. Loved it. Him,
dude,
Martin Chevy Chase. El Guapo. You remember El Guapo?
Look,
can I have your watch when you are dead?
Anything that Chevy Chase was in, I think I was a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
All the vacation movies.
Yeah.
It was great. I can't believe he's 81.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase is not his real name.
What is it?
His real name is Cornelius Crane.
No way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, well, Chevy Chase was a good name to change it to. What would you change your name to if you can change it?
Let's see. If I could change my name, it would be let's see.
Gotta be something very American. Make everybody like you.
I don't know. That's a great question.
You ready for mine?
What's yours?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's Mick Michaels in the morning here.
Mick Michaels. Yeah.
And that's my mom's maiden name. That's how I got the name. My real name's Michael. So it'd be like it'd be Michael.
I was going to change my name when I was in Birmingham on the air, and I forgot. I was going to call myself Barnes.
Barney.
Barnes.
No, Barney.
I wouldn't be a Barney.
Barney Elmo coming up right after this, folks.
Goober Elmo. after our hometown hero, Goober Lindsay.
Well, look, Barnes.
I mean,
I like that, Barnes. You mind if I would just start calling you that?
No.
Big sexy Barnes.
Yeah, no. Matt Damon is 54 today.
Yeah. That whole thing with Matt Damon on Jimmy, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel or a show, but that always made me uncomfortable. I think if you bring someone's name up on your show, you should be respectful to them. And then to know that they really it's not really funny to Matt Damon, but he's a good actor. Any Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, Good Will Hunting and the Bourne films.
Okay.
Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee is 85 today.
Man, I thought he was You were talking about Hollywood Paul Hogan.
No, that's Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Reverend Jesse Jackson is 83 today.
Ran for president.
Yeah. Silver Rights guy. Sigourney Weaver is 75 today.
That's everybody's birthday.
God almighty. Yeah, no kidding.
There was a time when, I mean, she was one of America's best babes.
Yeah, I can't believe she's 75 now.
Oof. Getting up there.
R.L. Stein, the author of the Goosebumps stories, is 81.
Yeah, and I've got goosebumps telling you I never read one of them.
They were popular when I was in school, so yeah, I did.
We had the Hardy Boys.
Oh, the Hardy Boys. How was life in the 1950s, Mick? Nick Cannon is 44 today.
Wasn't Nick Cannon the guy that Chappelle and those guys made fun of, and then he just showed up on? They became friends with him, and he came on the show.
I think so.
He was really funny. Yeah.
And then Bruno Mars is 39 today.
Went to Vegas. He was doing a residency. I was there, I think, with the Cubs, and I could have gotten tickets. Anybody that wanted tickets, they could get them, right? And I went out and drank instead. And then like all of a sudden I started realizing, man, this guy's got a ton of hits.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. No, I just didn't realize, like, I'm not really like the pop music type guy, you know. But then when I started going through the archive of stuff, I was like, man, probably this Bruno Mars ticks.
Man, he is. I'm a Bruno Mars fan, man.
Mm-hmm.
I am. If you're looking for something to celebrate today is National Touch Tag Day. Have you ever played tag? You're it?
Yeah, but I thought you were going to say touchdown day. Obviously, Alabama didn't have enough of those on Saturday against Vanderbilt.
No, we played touch tag on Saturday.
We did on defense.
Today is also International Lesbian Day.
Hey, that's fine with me. I'm not.
Well,
no, whatever joke you say could be hilarious. Somebody's going to be offended. So I'll tell you this, though. I will tell you this. When I was in 6th grade, 7th grade, the kids used to call me Mick Gillespie.
Mick Gillespie?
Yeah, because they couldn't. I don't know if it's because they couldn't say my last name or they were just being mean.
They were just being mean, Mick.
I wasn't that offended.
Yeah, I'm holding off the jokes. You know, I'm not going to say dip me in honey and feed me to the lesbians. Today is no, I'm kidding, of course. Today is also National Salmon Day. Do you say salmon or do you say salmon?
I say salmon, but people in the South do say salmon.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts the same way.
Yeah,
But of all the fish, it's, I'm not a huge salmon fan. Now, if you put the right stuff with it, it's pretty good. But I like, kind of like the grouper and the snapper the best. And I do like tuna, like especially like fresh tuna.
I tell you what, Mick, you have never had a good old fashioned fried salmon patty with maybe some biscuits. That was like a staple. My mom would make fried salmon patties, and
I've had those. I hate those. Like, not even hate them. Like with a capital H. I've had them. And
that's when I knew we were poor. But anyway, because we would eat, that, and look, it was delicious to me.
Was it?
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
I just needed to go to your house.
Were you a Spam fan? Did you ever?
I did like Spam. Well, actually, really like Spam.
I do too.
I really like it. Spam and rice in Hawaii is a big thing.
Ah, yeah. See there. International Face Your Fears Day. What is your biggest fear?
Man, I'll tell you what. Watching the hurricane damage in North Carolina and the way that some of our friends and families died in those floods, that's scary, man. I hate that when the fires came to the mountains of Sevierville and Gatlinburg. I thought, God, that would be a terrible way to go. Flying and crashing in a plane would be a terrible way to go. I mean, there's some bad ones. You ask all the time, would I rather get eaten by a shark or a bear? I think both of those are terrible. So, I mean, I put any of those up there.
I have a fear of, there's two things. Let's see. I have a fear of suffocating or drowning. I hate that. And also have a fear of failure.
Well, hard work will help you with that.
That's right. As far as this day in history, actually, not a whole lot went on. 1956, you were probably at the game. Don Larson pitched the only perfect game in World Series history as his Yankees beat the Dodgers 2-0 at Yankee Stadium in the 5th game of the series. Larson was known more for his partying than his pitching, and it was therefore famously said by sports writer Dick Young, the imperfect man just threw a perfect game.
Yeah, that's when you get all 27 guys out.
Golly.
So it's really tough to do. There's been less than 30 in big league baseball history, and he did one of them in a World Series game, which is really phenomenal. So throwing a no-hitter's rare, but throwing a perfect game is crazy. So yeah, Don Larson, when he was on, you couldn't hit him.
1968, Mama Cass Elliott of the Mamas and Pampas opens a 6-week solo engagement at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. On the first night, throat hemorrhage, collapses, undergoes major throat surgery, and shows are canceled.
Man, isn't that crazy?
The joke always was, it's a terrible joke, but she choked on a ham sandwich because she was a little bigger. But I don't think that was the case.
That's terrible.
That was have you not
did
ever
you
heard
make that up, or did somebody say that?
No. Have you not ever heard that?
No.
That's the God's honest truth. Sure as I'm sitting here.
It's terrible. And that's for us to talk for a living. I mean, that's like a worst case scenario. I mean, if you break your leg, you can still limp into the studio. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that'd be a terrible way to go to Mick. You were talking about getting eaten by sharks and bears. Choking on a ham sandwich, that'd be horrific.
Really mean. And obese people are going to be offended.
Let me tell you something. Don't be offended by what I say. Believe it or not, I'm not considered skinny.
Is that like one of those? That's like one of those jokes that, if you feel like you're kind of part of that crew, you can make it, right? If I made it, would it be funny?
No, I'd come down there and kick your skinny ass for saying something like that. That's a look at this day in history.
Roll Tide, guys.